well, Jeannie. Thanks for tuning in today. What can I help you with today?
Well, my life is so mixed up and crazy, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on, and if you can tell me, give me a little bit of direction.
Well, you know, it's interesting. The minute I tapped into your vibe and you said hello, I wrote down that your stress and worry levels are extremely high right now. So I'm not surprised that you would pose the question that you did. I know, honey, you're in a time period where you are in transition, and what is happening, you're leaving what I refer to as an old life cycle and heading into a new life cycle. And you've overlapped these two cycles, so subsequently you're finalizing challenges and old lessons and some old stuff. But at the same time, you're laying down a foundation for this new cycle with you. I do know that as you get out of the month of June, especially around the 23rd through the 26th of June, you're going to find things starting to mellow out, things actually starting to become healthier for you and productive for you. So that's one thing I want to bring out here for you. I do feel that this last cycle you've been in, honey, has been, a real challenge. Let me ask you a question. Have you relocated or something in the last year?
Yes.
I'm not surprised. Relocation and switching work and things like that is very common at the tail end of a life cycle. But again, remember those dates I gave you with June. As you move forward past that, you're coming into a much smoother and healthier cycle. You're also not going to have these bouts of depression or bummer, that kind of thing. You're not classically, depressed, but you've had a lot on your plate. Also remember this. You have a tremendously good heart. You have a good nature. You're very strong, and your strength indicates to me that you've been gifted with an ability to be resilient and to get through these challenges of your life. And, granted, at times we're in the midst of it. It may not appear that there's that light at the end of the tunnel, so to speak, but there is. I do know that you also, during these challenging times, it's really an opportunity for you to get closer to God and to make your faith stronger. But anyway, as I move forward, can I ask you a question? Let me go here. I'm feeling the presence of a male. Actually, there's several people around you in spirit, but one of them's a male, and it feels like it comes through with a father-type vibration. Did your father cross over?
Yes.
Because I feel his presence here, and he's here in a sense of support, and, he's trying to point forward. His hand is pointing forward over your shoulder, and I know he's trying to indicate he wants you to look forward and not to review so much of where the pain and struggle has been. He's indicating to me that he knows things have been hard, but he's been by you, and I know he's trying to get through some signs that you will know he's there somehow. Jeannie, I know you, and I know that these signs sometimes can be very, very subtle. He's imprinting with me again that you're not alone, that sometimes you feel like you're lonely or not fitting in or something of that nature, but he's telling me that that's not true, that things are going to get better for you. He's also showing me an opportunity for 2 different job positions that are coming for you as well, and so keep your eyes and ears open. I feel like the next 2 Thursdays or 3 Thursdays, on those dates, those timelines there is something new opening up for job potential. But he also wants me to suggest that you try to calm down the worry if you can. Spend some time, he's indicating, to talk to some friends that you do have. Just share, good things with them and supportive things, just to be able to get some stuff off your chest, so to speak. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, he's right there. He's telling me to tell you that you're not going to give up. And he's very, very proud of you. Very proud of you. He also wants me to... Oh, that's interesting. He wants me to tell you that when you get older, you're not going to be poor. Okay?
Okay.
So apparently you must have also had some financial struggles in this cycle that you're finishing up. But it's coming to a new direction, sweetheart. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. I want to thank you for calling in today, Jeannie, and I'm going to keep you in my prayers. And thank you so much for calling in today. God bless. Doing very well, Lisa. Thank you so much for tuning in, sweetheart. What can I help you with today?
Well, I am trying to figure out where I want to live next, where my choices are buying my ex-husband's house, which was also my house before we got divorced, buying just a smaller house than what I'm in now in a regular subdivision, or buying a property with some acreage to have some chickens and my garden and maybe a cow.
I'm so glad you included a property with acreage, because as you were talking, I'm thinking, neither one of these houses feel like they have acreage, because I know she's going to have animals. That's what I kept seeing. Now, Lisa, the main thing I would tell you is just go with your heart. At this point of your journey, finding a house that's workable for you, the size that you require, something that's manageable with a little bigger piece of land, at least a half acre or more. I think that's going to really, or even a quarter acre, but you need something substantial, because I do know that you're going to go the direction of having animals, which is excellent for you. Excellent. It's a great vibe. You love to be out in nature, having chickens, having perhaps even little goats or sheep or something, whatever's pulling you there. I do see dogs around you and a few cats on this property, but I find it to be very healthy. It's a very healthy environment for you. And also having a property that can sustain itself in some way, producing food and having a garden, it's going to help not only you, but benefit others around you as well. I would just encourage to, continue to look in that area. Now, going to the home of purchasing from the ex-husband, I don't feel that's a bad move per se, but I don't know if you're going to be satisfied with that in the long run. So food for thought on that, okay?
Okay.
But yeah, you're going to be really pleased. Even if you found a home that needed just a teeny bit of TLC, freshen up the carpets or flooring or maybe some paint, well, I would even encourage you to consider that as well. Because, Lisa, your energy indicates to me that you're someone who likes to be productive, and so you like to see that you've done well and harmonize areas there. You have a tendency to make your living environment almost like this sacred space, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so at this point in your life, you've got options. I think the options ahead of you are very, very healthy. As you know, Lisa, many people do not even have options regarding things like this. So they're in some form almost stuck, if you will, from a human perspective. But putting that to the side, I really like the movement. I like the timing. And I bet you anything that this will all be resolved by no later than September, the end of September this year. Now, this could indicate that you're already moved into the new property by the end of September, or everything's sold, signed, sealed, delivered, and you move forward. But food for thought.
Okay.
Okay? Still with me, Lisa? Well, I hope that helps and brings some clarity to you today. And by the way, one other thing I want to tell you, with this property, I saw that a little bit more acreage. I have a feeling they might already have a chicken coop on the property, or a small enough shed or building, real small, that you can easily convert that. You know what I mean? With a little bit of effort. Anyway, putting that to the side, good luck with that and congrats. I think you're going to be very, very happy. Thank you so much for tuning in and for calling in today, Lisa.
Okay, thank you.
God bless.
Thank
I do
you.
appreciate that so much. Hi, it's good to hear from you, Karen. What can I help you with? Wow, you're smart.
So I'm calling this morning just because my life has just been in a series of changes and losses, and I just wanted to check in and see what you saw around me, if there was any guidance you could offer me.
Sure. When you said, it's interesting when you mentioned losses, just say yes or no. Was there a male that was significant in your life that crossed over?
Not a male.
Recently?
No.
And has your father crossed over?
No.
There is a man around you who could be a guide or a grandfather of yours then. He has a real simple name, just a few letters. It makes me wonder if it's even common. But anyway, as I move forward with you, I do know that you have a lot of guidance with you. You have a lot of wisdom within your heart, and you also have a spiritual knowing. You have an energy that is very conducive to meditation that will bring in clarity for you. Do you do some form of meditation or prayer on a regular basis?
Well, fairly regular.
You want to make that as consistent as possible, Karen. I am seeing movement with you. I see lots of boxes being packed and unpacked. This can indicate that you're going to be relocating, or you recently have, one of the two. As I move forward with you, I also feel that you've got really healthy vibrations around relationship coming up as well. I see a lot of joyfulness that opens up around the week of 4th of July, the first week of July. And I know that there is some very positive turns of events for you then. One of your areas right now that's really strong for your soul purpose, and one of the reasons you're here, has something to do with amplifying your hope and your faith. The main thing I would suggest, Karen, because you are a bit of an older soul, honey, and you have a really good mind and have potential for great clarity. The main thing is you want to make sure you don't allow the self to worry or stress too much. Try to keep yourself in very active, positive frames of mind. As I move forward with you, that's interesting. Do you have any plans to go to the Bay Area at all in California coming up?
I live in the Bay Area.
Oh, you live in the Bay Area. Okay, that's why I keep seeing all that then. And do you have any plans to relocate or to move that you're aware of?
I think about it, yes, but I'm not sure to where.
Well, that makes sense. Well, you know, I have a feeling in regards to movement. I feel like I'm drawn to a cycle of 4 to 5 months. This also could indicate September as well. But I do find in that timeline that I just quoted, you have such clarity regarding movement. I would not be surprised, to be quite frank with you, Karen, to see you moving north of where you are. It almost feels to me that you might find yourself being drawn to areas that are not quite as densely populated. When it doesn't mean you're going to be out in the middle of the Tules, so to speak, or out in the middle of nowhere. And because I do feel that you get to a populated area quite quickly via, car or transportation. But kind of keep that in mind. Also keep your eyes and ears open for the name William, Bill, Billy, William, some Will name, something like that. Very positive connection. I see a lot of joyfulness, laughter, that kind of thing coming down the road with that. You're very intelligent, Karen. I mean it. You're very intelligent. Don't you generally like to keep things well organized?
I like to. It's challenging for me.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny. I got the funniest email a few weeks ago that says, people who like to be organized are just too lazy to look for things. Isn't that funny? I tell you, Karen, I cracked up. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, this thing of being organized, I think you're going to find it so easy to have these stages or timelines coming up over the next several weeks where getting organized is going to be real easy for you. It's not an overwhelming or daunting task in any way, shape, or form. It's so interesting. I keep being drawn to relationships, spousal relationships, and the energy of marriage. Are you currently married?
I am currently married.
Uh-huh. And let me ask you a question. Have you two been going through some challenging cycles?
Yes.
What I'm seeing here, honey, it comes into a cycle of yummy. This can indicate that the two of you are still going to be moving forward together and come into another cycle where it's going to be very healthy and harmonized between the two of you. The other thing my one guide is indicating to me is just to suggest to you not to get too deeply concerned or worried regarding monetary or direction of monetary, because all that does is kind of drag our feet in reference to helping manifest a stronger flow of monetary. So food for thought on that. Oh, and before I close, I know that your grandmother that crossed over is definitely going to be bringing her connection to you very strong over these next several weeks, month or two. I mean, it could be through dreams. You might start getting other signs or connections that she's with you. But food for thought on that, okay?
Okay.
And keep plugging forward. I got to tell you, you got a great vibe, Karen. Just don't allow the challenges of this planet to get the best of you, honey. Okay?
Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure, Karen. You keep moving forward. And by the way, allow your intuition to expand. You're very intuitive. God bless you.
Okay, can I just have one clarification here? So this keeping this person William or Bill, what Is that, I'm just wondering about that person, that name.
Well, I honestly think it has something to do with monetary gain or growth. It feels very monetary connected to me. This may have something to do with a location for movement. It may have something to do with a new career opportunity or a business coming down the road. But lots of joy, lots of laughter, very, very positive vibes around this individual.
Okay.
And I also have a feeling that whom I'm speaking of should pop up in the July or August time period for you. So keep your eyes and ears open for that.
Great.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much for tuning in, Karen. God bless.
All right, you be well.